Good morning, Dr. Strovis and Dr. Freeman. Welcome to my presentation. Now, let's get started. One of my career goals is becoming a worship leader. I also plan on writing and producing worship songs. Another career goal that I would consider is becoming a youth or children's pastor. Ever since I was very young, I have always been drawn to music. I remember watching singers on TV and wanting to be like them. My sophomore year of high school, my friend invited me to a church camp. At this church camp, I had an amazing encounter with God. He opened my eyes and showed me that He gave me these musical talents for a reason. Coming back from church camp, I then felt God calling me to try out for the youth worship team. And little did I know what it would turn into. I was on the youth worship team for 3 years and was also a part of the Spanish worship team for 2 years. Through my time being on these worship teams, it really grew my love for worship. It also showed me that music can touch a part of us that no one or nothing else can. It showed me that worship can change people in a very good way. Becoming a worship leader would mean that I would be singing very often. By taking private voice with Miss Taylor, it will help me learn to use correct and healthy vocal technique. This is very helpful to me because it will strengthen my voice and allow my voice to last longer. It will also give me the opportunity to use the gift that God has given me into my old age. Another class that I am taking is Praise Ensemble Lab. Being a part of this class is similar to being on a worship team. This class allows us to be creative in instrumentation and in arranging the sound of the praise band. In this class, I am also being taught to sing in a way that the congregation will understand the most. Wanting to eventually produce worship songs, Craft and Rhetoric is a class that is helping me understand the makeup of music. Having analyzed many pieces of music, Dr. Strovis, just kidding, has allowed me to understand the structure of music and more of how it actually works. For example, one topic that has really stood out to me was learning about the cycle of functions. This allowed me to have a better idea of how songwriters are able to put chords to a song. It made me realize that you cannot put random chords to a song because the song will then not sound right. For both careers that I have chosen, I will often be in front of a lot of people a lot of the time. I am currently taking a class called Vocal Lab, and in this class we are required to sing a piece of music from our repertoire in front of a class, which is really scary. I do not like it, but it's helping me, so thank you guys for that. This class is a very good start to getting more comfortable in front of people. It allows for us to have a safe space to make a mistake and hear constructive criticism from others in order for growth to take place. What is a growth mindset? A growth mindset is when a person thinks that even their most basic skills can be developed due to dedicated hard work and practice. Most people that have a growth mindset have a desire to learn, embrace challenges, persist when faced with hard setbacks, set effort as a path of mastery, learn from criticism, and find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. With the growth mindset, failure is viewed as a not yet. This means that failure should not be seen as this horrible thing that it is made out to be, but it should be viewed as a process that will mold us and teach us what we need to know before the success comes. Coming to Wayland has helped me have more of a growth mindset. For example, before I came here for college, I had developed this habit for putting high expectations on myself and wanting to fulfill those expectations right away. I remember I would go into my vocal lessons and feel discouraged because I thought I wasn't progressing. I thought that I should be progressing faster than I was. Miss Taylor would often remind me that it is a process and that it is going to take time to develop my vocal skills. Being reminded of this in every vocal lesson was relieving, but it also put me in more of a growth mindset and reminding me that I am not there yet. If I'm going to graduate as a music major from Wayland Baptist University as a music major, I am going to need some personalized growth mindset strategies. First, I'm going to work on my time management. I will start to do this by making a list of everything that I need to get done. Then spending at least 30 minutes to an hour on each task. While working on assignments, I will try to eliminate as many distractions as possible to be as focused as possible on my work. Every time I am faced with a setback, I will remind myself that I am not there yet. I will try my best to enjoy the process because that is where the most learning and growing takes place. One of my personal goals is to become more organized. Growing more and more into adulthood, the responsibilities are getting larger and larger. A strategy that needs to be developed is being organized in the sense of prioritizing which assignments or tasks to do first, while also having a growth mindset when I fail in the middle of trying to figure out what works for me. Having a growth mindset as a worship leader or a youth pastor for myself would mean that I could only get better at leading worship, or that I could only get better at my public communication skills. Having a growth mindset being in a leadership position would mean encouraging the worship team members to get better at leading worship by committed practice and giving them challenges in order for that type of growth to take place. As a youth pastor, I would encourage my students and explain to them how the growth mindset applies to all areas of our lives. I would also teach them to not give up so easily. I would push my worship team members or students to put in self-effort to practice what needs to be practiced, or push my students to even preach their own messages. When I was in high school, my junior year, I had an algebra teacher that I will never forget. She would push us so hard and give us packets of homework that would be due the next day. The thing that she would do that stood out to me the most was when one of my classmates would complain about the homework. Her reply would always be, "You have got to persevere." This is a great example of growth mindset that I will definitely pass on to my worship team members or youth students. In conclusion, having a growth mindset allows you to grow, flourish, and do things that you may have thought were impossible to accomplish. It is something that I think is necessary to achieve the life God has all called us to live. Thank you guys for listening to this presentation, and I hope you liked it.